Hello, welcome to I Knit You Not, a YouTube video where I discuss all yarn projects from knitting and crochet, all the yarns I buy, and just different things like that. So I'm really excited. I'm working on, last time I talked about that I crochet, and I am trying to get back into knitting because knitting was something that was really hard for me to do. And I am so excited to say that I found a pattern that I think is going to be something that I can do. This is the Carrie Bradshaw blanket shawl that was on, not Sex and the City, the newest, the latest spin-off of her Sex and the City thing, that they're catching up with what they're doing now. I never really watched Sex and the City, and I seriously haven't watched this, but apparently people that do watch it did notice that she had what they thought was a blanket, but it was a shawl that retails. I can't remember the name now of the company that sells it, but it's an almost $3,000 garment. And anyway, so, and I'm just very not prepared because I don't have the name of the designer that came up with the pattern. She wrote a pattern similar for this and put it on Ravelry. Her name is Christine is Writing, and she's an author that also knits. And so she came up with a pattern, and I was so excited to start it. I ordered my yarn, and the yarn that I chose was So Woolly by Premier Yarn. I chose this one, which is the colorway Sedona. And there were kits that you could buy, but by the time I found the pattern, they were all sold out, and it was going to be over $300 anyway for the yarn. And I am not a confident enough knitter to spend $300 for the yarn. So I stayed up almost all night looking for different yarn choices for this project. And all the ones that I fell in love with were $30 a skein. And those were, and you need 1,000 yards of yarn, number 6 bulky yarn. And so that would equal out to anywhere, depending upon how many yards were per skein. Skein, I don't know how to say that word. But anyway, I was going to need anywhere from 10 to 15. And that times 30, there's just no way I could do that. So I looked around and I found this on Premier Yarn, and I want to say it was $7.99 per skein. And I bought 12, which put me right at 960 yards. So I'm under the 1,000, but I think that that's going to be okay because the pattern says that you need at least a couple of balls for just the fringe. So maybe I'll just be more sparse with my fringe if you're familiar with the shawl that I'm talking about. I'll try and put a picture in here, but I'm really new to this, so I'm not sure I can figure that out, but I'll try. Anyway, so I received my yarn, so excited to get started on this, and realized I did not have the right needles to work on it. You need a number 17 knitting needle. And I had straight needles in my stash from years ago when I would just buy things willy-nilly. And so I started this, and I'm up to like 25 stitches, and I realized that I needed the kind that's on the loop. So I ordered that, and it has been several weeks, and I've just been impatiently waiting for it to arrive. And I ordered some Addie, I believe, the Addie needles, and I ordered them from Purl Soho. I've never ordered anything from Purl Soho before, but this is the original Addie Turbo, and I just love that blue color of that. I got the number 40. I hope that's right. I don't see it written anywhere. So I hope this is what I need. I needed 40 inches, I think is what it is, to hold all my stitches on there. So yay! So now I can get started on this. I'm pretty excited. And then in here, they have sent a card, and that is gorgeous. This is my goal, is to knit something that looks so drapey and beautiful like this. I just love that. But that is going to be for another time. This is, oh, this is for a free pattern, the Elementary Wrap in Linen Quill. And I've heard so much about their linen quill. There's several YouTube people that I watch, and I just really enjoy these people so much, and they have favorite yarns and then that I've never even heard of, and so then I'll look them up and then I find these yarns too. So this might be something that I need to set aside and work on learning how to do. So I mentioned some of my favorite YouTubers are, I was going to write down a list and I completely forgot, but right now I'm really enjoying a yarn tell. I can't remember her name. She goes by Yarn Tell and Not Fancy Knitter on Instagram, but I love her YouTube videos. I mean, she just seems like somebody that I would just love to sit down and have a cup of coffee with, and she would just make me giggle the whole time. She is hilarious. So if you've never watched her podcast, she's so honest and she shows her work and it's just beautiful. But she will be the first one to sit there and point out some stitches that are wonky, or like she's working on a bubble jumper right now that has these big dramatic sleeves, and she did one sleeve perfect, and then by the time she got to the next sleeve, she thought she knew how to do the bubble stitches, and obviously after she was almost finished with it, she realized that it looked nothing like the other sleeve, so now she's going to have to rip it all back. Anyway, she's a hoot. She's so funny, and right now she's my favorite. I also like Cinnamon Stitches is just the sweetest girl. She was one of the first ones that I started listening to, and she's one of my old favorites that every time she's a new one out, I always listen to Cinnamon Stitches. I love Fat Squirrel. I don't know if it's a Fat Squirrel or Fat Squirrel. She is another one that I feel like I just connect with these people on so many levels, and sometimes they're saying things and it's things that I'm going through right then too. The only difference that we have is that these people are makers and they really do beautiful work, and I am a beginner that is just very hungry for knowledge and information, and I'm just wanting to pick up this craft, crochet and knitting. So something that I have I can't remember what everybody's calling this, but it's when you buy something and then you're going to show what you bought. What I bought was the Mystery Valentine's Box from Lion Brand. I am a huge sucker for Valentine's Day. I love anything hearts. I love anything red and pink and hot pink and light pink and colorful and just fresh. And so when I saw this on Valentine's Day, I knew I had to order it. And so it just arrived today. So that's why I thought, hey, I'm just going to grab my camera and I'll just record right now. So I'm going to open this. It's a mystery box. I have that's my dog, Emma. I have a golden doodle named Emma, and she has hurt her neck right here, probably from like a stick in the yard or something. Anyway, and she got a scab on it. Well, her long toenails, she scratched it. When she did, she ripped the scab off, and it's bleeding, and it's a mess, and it's gross. And we took her to the vet just to make sure that it wasn't an abscess or something really wrong. And no, it was just she had just scraped off a scab. And so it keeps bleeding and it won't heal. And my husband has tried for several days to reason with her and saying, don't do that, don't do that. And I'm like, she's gonna keep doing it. Sure enough, she does. So last night we finally put a cone on her, and that was her scratching the cone, but she can't get to her part. But anyway, it's very loud. She's having a hard time navigating with the cone. She's learning her boundaries right now, going through doorways, and it's really sad to watch her. But okay, so let's open up this box and let's see. I don't have this set up very easily for me to do this, but this is exciting. I just love to watch it when, oh, Crystal is another one. Crystal from Bag a Day Crochet. She was one of the first ones I watched, and she does a lot of unboxings of different yarns that she gets, and she loves the mystery boxes. And I've never been able, usually when I find mystery boxes, ooh, look at this stuff. I don't know. Something doesn't look very Valentine-y in here to me. But let's see what we have. So it's a knit mystery box kit, Valentine's Day. And it doesn't have on here how much I paid. I want to say it was like $20, $19.99 plus shipping or something like that, but I don't remember. Now my very first one that I'm pulling out does not look Valentine's to me. It's a Pound of Love, and this to me is a peach, but they are calling it pink salt. So, you know, it kind of has the pink salt look to it where it's kind of orangey. So, okay, but that wouldn't be my first thought, that it was pink. I'm thinking that this is more of a peachy color. But I love these Pound of Loves. You can just really do a lot of stuff because it's 1 pound. How many, let me see how many yards this is. It's a number 4, which I'm sure all of y'all know this. Oh, 1,020 yards. So I wish that it was a number 6 and I could make up another carry shawl. Okay, so the next color, I received 3 skeins of Basic Stitch anti-pilling, and this is a number 4 in the colorway Prism, and it's more of a purple. Again, not a color that I consider Valentine's. I was thinking I was going to get reds and pinks. And then the last one that I received, 3 balls of Basic Stitch in the color Hot Pink. And this is really the only Valentine-y one, I think, that's in the whole lot. So live and learn. I hate to sound disappointed, but I kind of am a little bit, just because I wanted some whites and pinks and reds and all the Valentine-y colors. But if you look at it, these kind of look like colors of Conversation Hearts maybe, and maybe that's what they were going with. So, well, shoot. Now I kind of wish that I would have opened that up before I started the video, so my disappointment wouldn't be showing through. Okay, so something that I do need to try and figure out to do, since I received these Addy Turbo cable. Oh, those are nice. Oh, that feels really nice. I think this is gonna, it's not like I have bought like at Hobby Lobby or Joann's. I've gone in there and I've gotten like a cheaper set, and this thing, the cable on it is just so stiff and you just can't get it to untwist or unwind, and as you're trying to do stuff with it, it kind of just gets in the way of itself. But this one feels very pliable and nice. I think it's gonna be nice. I think it's gonna work out. But something that I do need to do now, I need to try and figure out how to transfer these stitches onto this but have it be in the right direction to where the next thing I need to do is purl. I'll be on a purl row. So I thought it would just be really easy that I would just slide them all on, and then, oh, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll slide them all on, and then you slide it down to the other end, and then you're, boom, you're ready to go. I think that's it. So I don't think I have much more to talk about. I haven't really, well, I've made a bunch of hats, and I don't have any of the hats here. I just went and visited my daughter in Kansas City, and I took my hats up there so she could pick out a hat that she liked, and it just snowed overnight, and I took up 4 or 6 of the hats that I made. They were crochet, and they're really quick and easy hats, and she liked them all. Now, honestly, I don't know if she really liked them all, but she just didn't want to hurt my feelings, and she knew that I made them, and so she said she loved them all, and she couldn't decide which one she liked, so I told her she'd keep them all, so we'll see. But she does, she's very active. She goes out on a lot of walks, and so right now, this time of year, it'll be really nice to have a bunch of different hats and a bunch of different colors. I made like a dusty pink one, solid dusty pink, and I made an ombre gray to black, and that was really cool. And then I made like a light blue that was kind of like a robin's egg blue, really light blue. And then the other one was a multi-color, different like pinks and blues, and like, it wasn't self-striping. It was just like kind of like a, I don't know what you would call it. It was just like multicolors just all together at the same time as you were going. So those were really cute. And maybe next time I'll have my hats. I left them in my car, the ones that I wear. But, well, next time I'll be a little bit more prepared, and maybe I should make some notes about what I want to talk about. I know at night when I go to bed and I'm thinking about what I should say if I did another YouTube, I mean, it just flows. Everything that I know that I want to talk about, all the patterns I want to talk about, all the projects, all of my favorite people. I mean, they're just fresh in my mind, and I just know exactly what they are. And then, of course, when I get on here, I'm completely tongue-tied. So, well, I hope it's nice where you are. I hope that you are finishing any projects that you're starting. I hope that you're loving your yarns, and that you don't have to frog many things. And I hope you have a beautiful day.